Hello folks, and thank you for joining me for this bike ride. Today we are out at Forest Park, starting at the Steinberg skating rink. Now you'll have to forgive me, the primary camera, the camera with the microphone, for some reason I did not set it to record, so you'll have to use your imagination. Just listen along, and you can hopefully visualize this stuff. If you really concentrate, you can see and almost hear my narration from what would have been on that camera had it recorded. So that being said, off to the right of where we are now, there's a lake, small lake here. They have some restoration going on, like in a lot of other places. Not the street you see there on the left, but further up on the left is Kings Highway. We're kind of heading roughly toward Highway 40 or Interstate 64. You know, Forest Park is really designed for people to have whatever activities they like, whether it be bicycling, walking, skateboarding, various sports, and there are other things here. And the purpose of this video is to give you a tour of some of what's available in Forest Park. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of construction. There's a really nice, like a creek that flows down. I don't know if it's artificially flowing down, but it like comes out of the rocks and flows down, but it's over there on the left. Really nice area to see. Especially during the spring, whenever there's a lot of water flowing through there, that's really nice. You can kind of wade up in there and things. But it's closed right now. I know there were some issues last time I was there. All the trails leading to it are closed, by the way, not just that one. So as you'll see here in a moment, so this trail coming from up here is also closed. Now later we'll come back here. The first trail was the biking trail, then the walking trail and the biking trail, but this is a little spur that goes off. It's kind of neat. You know, they're really working on the landscaping here in Forest Park, and although it looks terrible while they do it, this is one of those trails to that area that's closed off. You can see over here to the left, it does not look that great. It's rather ugly at the moment, or they're working on that. But in any case, so what you're seeing ahead of us there, that is Highway 40. And we're going to go under it, of course. Now, technically, in Forest Park is the Science Center that you can see now. It's a really cool place to visit. Not as cool as it used to be, perhaps, but it's really cool. There's parking on the street and behind it. And of course, to the left is the high school, St. Louis University High. Now, briefly there, if you're facing the Science Center, off to the right, you can see the walking bridge. There's a walking bridge that goes over Highway 40, and there is a tunnel that goes under. And they're both kind of cool for different reasons. Perhaps the tunnel a little bit more so, first because it's a tunnel, and second because of what's in it. But you can see there's like radar guns and see-through areas in the bottom of the bridge and things that make it kind of cool too. Alright, see all there over on the right, that's all various ways under construction, so they don't want you over there right now. But that's okay. It's more of a walking area than a bicycling area anyway, unless you're just taking a shortcut through. So we're going to come up here and we're going to turn around and take the trail we did not take earlier. Make sure you concentrate hard and you can see some things. For example, if you concentrate really hard, you can imagine, see in your head, some dinosaurs off to the right, which is kind of cool. And that's not the only cool thing in this area. That the tunnel and the walking bridge from the Science Center over there, kind of on the left, come over here, excuse me, to the Planetarium, which is also a really cool place to see. And there's the Planetarium. Sometimes, like during Christmas, they'll put a bow on there. Sometimes it's lit up at night. So really cool to drive by that at night. That's various colors, and sometimes the colors will change. But yes, they decorate that with colors and bows or whatever for different seasons or events or remembrances or whatever. Now over on the right, you can see the highway patrols or the police, the mounted police stable. Maybe we'll take a look at that a little later. This bike does not like going up hills. In this section of the video, at least, we will just be taking a ride on the outer trail around the park. So, you can get that view. And of course, you can use your imagination. Again, this is kind of paralleling Interstate 64 or Highway 40 on the left. This is kind of mid-morning, so there's a lot of people out. Now, in your imagination, I'm sure that my narration is making the video kind of wander back and forth. It bounces and shakes and things. That's just your imagination. Just steady now. Now, over on the left, there's things like Forest Park Community College. There's the Daniel and Henry building, something like that. There's various things. On the right, you can see some greenhouses. Excuse me. I'm really not sure how active those greenhouses are. So I think that's the Daniel and Henry building with that kind of curved roof over there on the left. A whole bunch of equipment over here on the right. Of course, the park is pretty much to the right. vistas in Forest Park here. Now, right at this section, the walking trail and the bicycling trail join up. Although it seems, no matter what the signage says, that the bicycling group uses the walking trail and the walking group uses the bicycle trail. So I'm really not sure why they're trying to pull a signage up if obviously no one is paying any attention to it or abiding by it. There's some informational signage in various places throughout the park, just so you know what you're looking at and can better understand it. Without the signage, sometimes you might just pass it right on by. Now we can call this a tour of the park. I'm not lost yet. It's always a possibility, though. So up here on the right is the zoo parking lot, one of them. This is one of the largest free zoos in the United States. There you can see the big sign for the zoo. And the video that you see in your head, it's imaginary. You probably have the zoo sign kind of curving a little bit, but nope, in real life it's perfectly straight. It's made of concrete, I guess. But this zoo is pretty large. It's generally worth visiting. We'll take a look at that later. Well, the outside of the zoo, that is. But this time we're heading on down. We're continuing this perimeter trail right here. Probably imagining a lot of wind. And certainly there was a fair amount of wind on that day. Now, I understand your imagination has its limits. I will eventually realize that the camera is not recording, and I'll start recording. So then you can see the actual video. Hopefully it lives up to whatever your imagination had thus far. This perimeter trail gives you a pretty good stretch of the legs. It would really help if I turned on the camera. How annoying is that? There are a lot of pavilions available here. for a variety of uses. That trail to the right is for the foot traffic. We're on the wheels traffic. That would be the heels traffic over there. Remember, no enjoying those bumps on my videos. Those are for somebody else's videos. Just the cracks for us. Ooh, congestion ahead. I guess that's one way to exercise your arms. I don't really have to pedal here, it's honestly downhill. The thing about these water fountains they place along the way, they're almost always non-functional, whether they're off or whatever. So don't count on those. Golf course on my right. Yes, cold makes my nose run for sure, amongst other things. Just about everything, come to think of it. But factually, I have a runny nose year-round. So it isn't only during the cold season that I'm blessed with a runny nose. Runners galore.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Sometimes the foliage hangs a bit low. Oh, there's another one. I believe this is Lindell off to my left. So some large houses over here. That guy looked vaguely familiar from earlier. Guy's mowing his driveway. Gotta love the spandex crowd. These scooters all over, these are rental scooters, and they are all over. They make the city look like trash. And generally the scooters provide an opportunity for people that are obnoxious to be more persistently obnoxious. So if you have someone that has no regard for anyone else, and then give them a fast way to get around and get more places, then they're just obnoxious to more people in more places. And of course you pay for, I'm not for sure if it's time or distance on those, but whatever it is, people are told to just ditch them wherever, and they take that literally. So as I said, trashing the city. I did try one of those scooters, not one of the ones we saw, but there's several different companies in the area that do it, and one of the companies I tried a scooter, and it really wasn't a pleasant experience. They do have limits on where you can take them. The wheels are very small, so the ride experience really isn't that great. And I felt it restricted me more than gave me freedom. But I guess it's an attitude. Are you being considerate when you ride, or are you being a jerk? And I hope I was being considerate. This would be the History Museum on my right. Guess I'm over here. The History Museum used to be pretty okay, but they decided to get political and push an agenda, and in the last few years it's just an agenda. It's almost not even worth going there anymore. We have some handball courts, racquetball courts off to my right. Well, one thing about the sun, it's out, and I am using my talent of getting the sun directly in my eyes. So I apologize, the sun's probably in your eyes, shining directly on the camera too. But never fear, that's just to show that I am using my one true talent. The suspension on this bike is in the category of non-existent. It's more of a visual thing. You see it? It looks like suspension. But then you ride the bike and you feel no suspension. I've tried several different suspension seat posts and things. All the ones people said, oh, this one's great. And to be honest, obviously none of them were even good. You can barely see that guy coming. Oh, water with scum on it to my left. There are a lot of waterways here in Forest Park. Now, Forest Park was home to the 1904 World's Fair, and it was kind of swampy. Part of the deal in order for them to host the 1904 World's Fair was that they clean up the swamp, which they mostly did. There's small waterways here. Now, you can see it sits pretty low. Got waterways on both sides of me. But there were several buildings that were built as part of the 1904 World's Fair. Several of those buildings are meant to be permanent, and some were temporary. So as I was saying, some of the buildings were meant to be permanent and some were temporary. Permanent buildings included the History Museum, the Art Museum, the World's Fair Pavilion. It seems like there's some more. But obviously the permanent buildings are still here more than 100 years later. Remember what I said about considerate riding? this way for a bit. In front of me here is Steinberg Rink. In the winter time, this is an ice skating rink. Sometimes it's used for other activities. They have a nice bonfire. Over on the other side, you can get hot chocolate and marshmallows and things. They do skate rentals. All right. So that was one view of Forest Park. Thank you. Alright, let's try this a little different way. All right, let's head over here. Some people don't know, Forest Park extends to the other side of Kings Highway that we're crossing under right now. And there's road destruction everywhere. It's indiscriminate. It's unfinishing, or unending, I should say. Forest Park is actually fairly large. I don't remember the acreage. But as I said, fairly large. See a playground over here. This isn't just a little piece of land, it's actually a nice part of the park. And just for the heck of it, run over the highway here. Now this is a riding bridge over 40. And then it kind of dumps you in a seedy neighborhood. This is one of those areas where You don't want to look too closely at what people are doing. Now there's cranes here doing construction, but there are always cranes here. Every time I've been in this area, there's cranes doing one thing or another. I used to have a friend that worked in this area, and he would sometimes tell me about how they were putting the cranes together, you know, to get them that high. I won't try to repeat what he said about the process, but it wasn't what I expected at all. You know, I haven't seen it happen myself. I don't have one of those jobs where I just sit in one place.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Do not enter has to do with vehicular traffic. You guys didn't get very far. Weren't you just over there? Oh, nice picture of a bird out on the pond. We'll get a little picture of the pond here for you. Alright, let's see if we can do it right this time. Uh-oh. The joy of having an electric bike that makes you do all the work anytime it comes to a hill. Because this bike is this bike knows what a hill is when it sees it, and boy, it is determined not to let you miss out on any opportunity to expend your energy. And heck, why should the bike help you up the hill? It doesn't provide that kind of assistance on this bike. Well, there's this thing called situational awareness. head off over here and see if there are actually horses in here. Can't really tell. All right. As far as situational awareness, you always figure, adults have some level of situational awareness. We talked about riding considerately earlier. And then there's those who don't care what they do or how they do it. It's kind of all about them. There's that lack of pedal assist again. I'm fairly sure I saw this guy earlier too. A little easy here, easier. I ended up pedaling again, I guess, but it is downhill. Do not ride into the light. Oh wait, no, we're good there. Oh. You hear how he was coasting down the hill, which means I'm going to be doing all the work going up because of the lack of pedal assist on this bike. As you come up on somebody that's lacks the speed that you're doing, you have to judge your rate of closure. Time things when there's oncoming traffic. of a downhill here. Go through the zoo. Nowadays you have to set an appointment. It's still free, but they want you to set an appointment to come by. Now I could see around that turn, but normally you wouldn't pass in a turn. This is one of the zoo gates with the zoo parking off to my right. I'm not entirely sure you can go in all these entrances, especially not now. Even though they describe it as an entrance, they have greatly restricted what you can use as an entrance. Now, the zoo seems to have not just appointments required for entry, they seem to have kind of restricted hours. Now, all these restrictions, they still tax the same amount because taxes only go ever up. And even though the places receiving the taxes, they know that's guaranteed income for them, when they mismanage that income, they don't correct the problem, they just get a tax increase. So they have more guaranteed income so they can mismanage it more. But like cities and things, whatever area you want to encompass, the services they're supposed to provide, we get less and less of, but taxes keep going up and up, which is unfortunate, amongst other things. Ooh. Some dung here. The odor. Got some sculptures. Just pictures. Pretty fair amount of rusty metal. Now, if I were to put something like that in my yard, the city would not approve. Alright, we'll head down to the north entrance of the zoo. iconic zoo wall. Anytime we would come up here when I was little, I remember I knew we were close when I saw the wall, that wall. So the north entrance here looks unwelcoming. So somewhere along with COVID, the place has figured out they can still get our tax revenues without doing much. And that just continued once the COVID thing shut down. We'll continue down here for a bit. So, thank you. Trying to remember the name. Oh, Living World, yes. So this is another entrance. Appears to be open at least, but pretty dead at the moment. This used to be very much a hopping place. All right, let's ride down here. Sorry. No worries. All right, so let's ride down here a bit. Now, may sound a bit differently, but honestly I don't know very much about Forest Park at all, and I'm sure that comes across in my narration of this video, so apologies for that. Pan entry, I wonder what that is. So St. Louis is known for many things, often for the arch. This is the St. Louis Art Museum, which is another one of those things. I'll get you some views of it here. But first, this is the Grand Basin. People come out here in the wintertime when there's snow, and they snow down. This is Art Hill because it's in front of the Art Museum. There's usually a bonfire, and of course we have the statue of St. Louis here. Unfortunately, people keep vandalizing it. But yes, the Grand Basin, you sled or however you get down the hills, snowboard, whatever. You have to be careful how fast you're going because you don't want to end up in the pond. The ice isn't always safe. And of course there's a drop onto the ice, so you're almost guaranteed to have a pretty impactful landing. All right.
Either way.
Sometimes they put flags up on Art Hill. The art museum is still worth seeing, although I haven't been in it for a couple years. But although I'm not necessarily an art person, I did enjoy what I saw the times I have been. That's an interesting sculpture, don't you think? Nice hill to come down there. Thank you. Okay. More golf course off to my right. To the left. As I said, there are a lot of waterways here in Forest Park. No worries. Alright, this is the other side of the Grand Basin looking up to the art museum. And this has changed looks over the years. It's just one particular look, or the latest current look. And we have a bunch of people, I guess, seeking to connect with their inner self or something. Gotta get a bit of a move along here. I am rapidly running out of battery. Obviously there's National Guard in the area. can't believe they're a regular army. Although they appear young. Tennis courts over to my right. Thank you. Now, I've never known what this place was over here. I've never been in it, so I came over to take a look. It's the visitor center. Let's take a bit of a tree-lined ride here. Now that Tesla did have a stop sign back there, in case you were wondering. So it was my go. Now Forest Park is near St. Louis University, Washington University, and there's a lot of options here. Thank you. Now we're going to take a little ride out here and look at the bandstand, I guess. No, maybe not. Yeah, this should be the bandstand here. So they store equipment under there, but yeah. Generally nice, but it looks nicer when the plants are all in bloom. Now, this is the entrance for the Muny. There's no plays coming up, so there's no banners up. They'll put banners up. St. Louis is also known for the Muny, or the St. Louis Municipal Opera. It's a hopping place through, I guess. They just finished up. Should have been earlier this month. Let's get you a different view here. You can see some of the seats there. Now, yeah, see that bridge we went over earlier, or the bandstand here. All right, because all the waterways, there have to be a lot of bridges here too. Cross over those waterways, and case in point, waterway bridge. Bunch of bicycles built for two over here. I believe it's the same ones I saw earlier. Ooh, this trail is not very good. It's made for other people to appreciate. Ugh. And this bike does not do so well with hills at all. All right. We're heading up to the upper Muny parking lot. Now we can't go in. Of course, the Muny's closed because it's not having any function at the moment. Now, the plays they have here are actually pretty good. Now, if there was a world-class play, it'll eventually show up here. Oh, again. Let's see if we can get you a good view. So, Muny also has free seating, which you access from up here as opposed to the paid seating down below. Free seating, of course, is first come, first served. Not right now, or at this moment at least. This lot is often used for driving lessons. And you can see why. All right, we are going to head down another one of these little radiant arms. Now, this bike is good on the downhills. It does not object to going down the hills. It's only up hills where it refuses to cooperate. Now there's a nature area ahead of us. Whee! I was intending to see where this path went sometime anyway, since I've actually never been on this path. You could also get bike rentals here, but boat rentals also. This is called the Boathouse. They're closed for the year, but they have paddle boats and kayaks. They at least used to have canoes. And a lot of the waterways here in Forest Park have been made to tie up with each other. So you can actually tour quite a bit of the park from one of these boats. I do not believe they allow you to bring your own boat. Now my camera battery is about done, but there's one other thing I wanted to show you, which is the jewel box. Although it isn't as nice as it used to be, it is still fairly nice. Alrighty. So we are at the jewel box. And there's a lot of things to see outside here. We're not going to go in. I will let you do that. Sometimes it's a lot nicer here than it is now. Maybe we'll come back at a later time. Maybe spring or summer or something. Here, I want you to see they've got a little memorial for the soldiers here, which is very nice. Now, yes, this is very nice. Now, even though I had not started recording with my camera, the camera had been on for the first part of the video. But in any case, it's a battery-powered device, and like all battery-powered devices, they're just waiting to let you down to fail, and fail it did. So I want to show you one more thing here. One more building, that is. This is the World's Fair Pavilion, left over from, you guessed it, the World's Fair. There are a lot of weddings and things held here. It's kind of a nice venue. Let's see if we can get a better view, maybe from the other side for you here. I think those people out are practicing some kind of martial arts there on the right side of the building. Not really sure what they're doing. And then, lots of weddings and things are held here. I think they're just practicing together. It's not like a class or anything. It's like 3 or 4 people. Alright, let's head around to the other side. This is gravel over here, kind of. And try not to get in the way of these people. Just kind of squeeze on through here. Alright, and if we head up this little walk, you can kind of see the other side of the pavilion. Yes, plenty of room here, all kinds of events. But look at this view here. Now this is a secondary camera, so those curved lines you might see, those are the lens on the camera. Alright, we'll head on out of here. Now there's some areas of the park that are probably of interest to people, whether you know about them yet or not. So near the pavilion here, there's kind of a nature area that's Also a play area. There's no one of those scooters laying around. Like I said, it just looks like trash. It makes the area look trashy. Alright, so this nature area over here on the left. There's some habitat restoration going on here. Butterflies. But they have play areas here to encourage children and adults to come into this area. It's actually pretty nice. You can see all the natural grasses and things. So here's a play area. You can climb in the rocks, and they've got water there. You get all involved in that. They have these like boardwalk sections. That's probably not one of the trees they want you climbing on, but there are climbing areas. Kind of over to the right back there, there was another kind of play area. Not sure what that purple flower plant is. Alright, there was another one of the play areas. Some various climbings and things. You can see some people are enjoying that. There's some more. I would get you better pictures, but my other camera's dead as well. Another battery powered device. I don't know what those bench looking things back there were. They're very oddly placed. And another play area over here. You can climb on all these things. If you're looking for this area, it's just right by the World's Fair Pavilion. And there's some other pavilions that you can that are in the area. There's bathrooms, water fountains and things. Now this creek flows all the way down to the road below. So yeah, it's a play area like all the way down. I think it's like a block long, if you think of a city block. So maybe 2/10 of a mile, something like that. Not taking the creek. Some restrooms here as well. I'm sitting fairly high up on the bike. You can see, you know, you could just be not anywhere near the rest of the city for the way it looks. But yep, there it is. Here, this is the street down below. So we'll head back up with me doing most of the work because the bike isn't much on the pedal assist. On hills, you need to be going, well, it's fine on hills as long as you're going down the hill. Up the hill, it's not so great. part, we'll see if we can get that for you as well. So kind of off to the left here is that park with some sculptures and a pavilion. Alright, so there's something else I want to show you. It's a little ways away here, but we certainly couldn't complete the tour without it, and that is Emerson Fields over here on the left. This is where the balloon race is held. So I have another video with the balloon race on there, so I hope you enjoy watching that as well. But as always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back in the next video. Alright.